Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing the all-new next level with our MV8000.
Using the same tracks from the first video.
Yep, we've got our song right here.
So we're just looping in there, right?
Yep. And what we're going to show you right now is how to extend our 2-bar loop into a full-fledged song. What we're going to be using here is the other options on our F buttons down here at the bottom of the screen. We have Event List, Piano Roll, and Sequence Edit. What we're going to first do is go to Sequence Edit by pressing F5. Alright, as you can see, it looks basically the same as our sequence mode, just a little bit different. We have a few different options here at the bottom. We have Track Select for F1, All Track Select for F2, Region In, Region Out for F3, and Command for F5. So what I'm going to do is, using my step buttons located right above the transport, I'm going to move it to the very top of our sequence. And now I'm going to press F3, which is Region In. Now I have to press it one more time, and as you can see, right up here we have these numbers are lit up and the rest are not. That signifies a region in. And if I cursor over here, you can see that there's the region in. It's a little line across the screen. And as I move it across, you can see it's selecting that track. That's because track select is on. Alright, so I'm going to region in and region out using the F3. I've just used the step buttons in my transport to get to the beginning of my 2-bar loop, and I'll press region in. As you can see, only the first numbers up here in our little region window become highlighted. We don't have the end point yet. So using the step buttons, I'm going to step across here to the end of our 2-bar loop. Now I will press region in out button for the out point, and as you can see, it's become highlighted right up here at the top of our screen. So now we have our region in and out.
Got it.
So now I basically have to select what I want to select. So let's check it out. I can move to, say, my first MIDI track here. Now I'm going to solo it by just turning the jog wheel there. As you can see, there's a little S, and play it. Alright, that's our drums. We want to say copy just the drums. What I'm going to do is press Track Select for F1. As you can see, it's become highlighted. It became highlighted because I'm on track 1 and I pressed Track Select. Now, we can select more than one track if we want to. Now that the first one is selected, I can move down to, say, track 3. I will solo this as well. I'm going to play from the top. That's our little Rhodes part. It's a little faint, but it's there. I can also now hit Track Select F1, and now we have track 1 and track 3 for our MIDI tracks selected. Now what I want to do is really select everything. So what I'm going to do here is unselect that track, move back up, unselect the first track, just using F1, and I'm going to hit F2 this time, which is all track select. Check that out. Now all of our tracks, including our audio tracks, are selected.
So we can now grab all these tracks and copy them maybe and paste them.
Yeah, well, there's actually a whole bunch of options that we can do.
Exactly.
Using F5, which is Command.
Cool.
So now that we've made a selection using our region in and out and our track select buttons, I'm going to press Command. And now with Command, you can see here we have all types of commands. We can move that region, copy and paste, copy and insert, erase, cut, quantize, change velocity, that's how hard you hit it, change duration, how long you held the pad for, shift timing to, shift it just a little bit off beat, maybe give it a shuffle feel, We can do data thin, transpose, or copy as MIDI clip. What we're going to show you today, and this is probably what you're going to be using it most for, is to copy and paste.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just going to press F5 again to select that, and now you can see that our copy screen comes up. First we're going to select where we're going to copy it to. Well, we know that it's a 2-bar loop, so it ends at the end of bar 2, so we would want to copy the next one to the beginning of bar 3. So I'll put right there, 0003.
So we're actually taking the same piece and playing it again and copying it so it's double the space and double the size.
Exactly, and not only can we make it double the size, we're going to make it even longer than that by using times. We can copy it 2 times, 3, as many as we really want. We're going to copy this 16 times. So that will give us 32 bars because we have a 2-bar loop.
Right.
Alright, so we're going to hit execute.
Great, complete.
And now what I'm going to do is hold down the shift button, use my cursor, and zoom out. And as you can see, we have many more regions now, all the way across. And if I use step, I can move all the way across, and it should go up to bar 32. And would you look at this? There's 27, 28,
28.
and up to, I guess that's 34. I need to get my math right because we added 16 more.
Act already had 2.
And we already had 2. That's right, Dot. Alright, so we got a whole bunch now. I'm going to exit out of my sequence edit menu. And now we're back into the regular sequence menu. Go back to the top, press play. Oh, but first, let's turn off our loop. Just hit the loop button located right above our transport.
Yep, so the loop won't be on.
Yep, go to the top, hit play. And you can see here on our sequence screen, there's bar 3,
Yep.
4,
Music is classic
3,
playback
4.
head. Yep, there's some playback head right, that little line across the top. Great. Let's pick out a solo. We take the solos out. Well, forget, that's good.
Alright, so now that we've copied and pasted our 2-bar loop all the way through our song, let's manage our sequence a little bit better. We can go to the top here, and I was using solo before, just like I showed you, just by turning the dial there. I'm going to solo our first MIDI track and press play. Alright, we got our drums there. Now, to manage this and know that those are the drums instead of, say, MIDI 1 like it says here, later on we're going to get confused. So why don't we go to track parameters, F1. We're going to move our cursor down, or actually we're going to now name our sound.
Yeah.
Right here on MIDI 1.
Yep, I see.
We're going to press F1 for name. As you can see, MIDI 1 comes up right there. And now all I have to do is either use my numeric pads here or my jog wheel. And I'll just quickly name this drums.
Phase it in. Yeah, most definitely. Drums. I see what you see.
Alright. I'm going to hit OK. And there we have it. We have our drum track. I'm going to close it. And as you can see here, now it says drums instead of MIDI 1. Great way of organizing your tracks. Alright, so now we're going to show you the other 2 options here for F3 and F4, which are event list and piano roll. So first I'm going to move to our track. And as you can see, we've named all of our tracks now. I'm going to say, let's go to our drums here. I'm going to press first F4 for piano roll. Now what this does is shows us all of our note data as a piano roll. We see the notes here, and each pad of our 16 velocity pads is assigned to an actual note number. And that's what that is there, is our keyboard. And as you can see right here, this is all of our drum hits and how hard we hit them. That's the velocity right there. I'm going to zoom in to give you guys a better shot by just holding down Shift and using my cursor.
Either left or right, I see.
And there we go. We have, it looks like our hi-hat right there, our kick, and our snare.
Yep.
So that's like kick, snare, and that's how hard we hit the pads right there. We can actually go through and edit all of that information just like we did in our sequence edit. We have pretty much the same functions. We have for F1 note select, all note select for F2, region in, region out for F3. So it really works exactly the same way as sequence edit, but it allows us to pick individual MIDI notes.
Use the command button too, yeah, I see.
Yep, and with command, see we don't have any regions selected. Why don't I close that? I'll region in here, go to the next beat there, region out. I'm going to note select, or let's do all note select. Oh, I'm going to reset my region here.
I see.
Do region in, make sure that it's highlighted.
For region in, got it.
I'm going to step, and now press region out. There's our note select. And as you can see, these became highlighted. Now I can press command, and look, we have about the same options as before in our sequence edit. Move, copy and paste, copy and insert, erase, quantize, that means put right on the beat so it's nice and in time.
Right to our pre-selected quantized field.
Yep. Change velocity, change duration, shift timing, and transpose.
Got it.
Pretty basic. And
Also
that's
MIDI information.
Yep. And that's another way to edit your information. We're going to exit out of this, and now they give you one more way, which is our event list located on F3 of our main sequence screen. I'm going to go to the top, and remember I'm here on our drum track. I'm going to press event list, and as you can see, we have every single, wow, look at that.
Yep, every event that happens within that whole, there's in different spaces, right? In different parts of the actual two-bar loop. I see what you're saying.
Yep. And see, this shows every note.
You know, on that track.
Yep. And so we can actually edit individual notes by playing through it. Now I'm going to tap through it so I can get sort of the same feel as the beat. And I can find like my clap. And with the clap, I can see what note it was. I can see what velocity I hit it at. And I can see the duration. It's pretty cool. And there's the pad that I hit it at.
Yep.
Just another way of editing your information. And for your F buttons, you get create, erase, copy, paste, and filter. Different ways of editing your MIDI information. And there you have it. That's different ways. Alright guys, we're going to show you one different thing now. We're going to actually record audio onto an audio track.
That's right.
We're not going to be doing an audio phrase, we're actually going to be doing real audio here. So, what you're going to need to do is pick whatever you want to record and put it to your inputs on the back of your MV8000. Right now, we're just using a Shure SM58 mic. And
So it goes right there, guys. That's the mic that I'm on right now.
And we just have that plugged into the left side of our mic line.
Let's show me the end.
Alright. There it is. That's our quarter inch connector. Alright.
And now we're back. I'm back in. So you hear that? Good.
Alright, so what I've done here on the screen is I've gone to track 2, the audio track. And as you can see, it's in the record status there with the little R.
Yep, little R.
Alright. So when I press record on the audio track, what you're going to see here is we have a few different options in the record mode. We have direct mono, direct stereo, and event. Now we showed you the event was when you want to record an audio phrase, and that's how we put in our drum loop. We're actually going to do direct signal from the back of our MV8000, and we want to do mono since we're recording vocals. And as you can see, we just have our 2 measure count in And we have it set up to go. So, Doc, you want to lay down some vocals for
I'm
us?
ready to go.
All right. So it's going to give you 2 bars, and then you're going to start recording.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4.
It's a fat rhyme from the DOC, kicking rhymes and I'm falling in time. I can work an MPC 3000, and even one called the Dime. I can rock the studio. I got Pro 2 skills, you know I'm ill. Girls be all over me, G, cause I can make a delay ×3. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You heard it before on that fat track that I did for your boy, yeah. We the sample kings, you know what I'm saying? And don't nobody do it better. We the sample kings. We the sample kings. Yeah. Oh, we the sample kings. Oh, we the sample kings. Hit me. Huh.
Alright, I'm just going to press stop there, and why don't we check what we've done. I want to turn down the sensitivity on my inputs here.
Whoa.
And that'll turn down the mic for us. And I'll go to the top of our sequence, and as you can see, there's a little bar there, and we've recorded some audio. Let me play back Doc's fat rhyme there. All right. Now it's there. It's not too loud. What we're going to want to do to be able to mix up our tracks, we're just going to press Mixer, which is located right to the lower left of our screen. And right here, I'm going to press stop real quick. Alright, we're in our mixer section. And, you know, Doc's vocal is a little bit low. We're going to show you how you can mix up the tracks to get exactly the sound you want. So, you have a few different options here. On your F buttons down here at the bottom, you have audio track, part 1 through 8, part 9 through 16, and our aux/phrase/in. Alright, and you have a few other functions here. You have on the left, it says mute, delay, chorus send, reverb send, our pan, and our level. And as you can see up here, because we're an audio track here on F1, it's highlighted, we have our drum loop and we have Doc. That's the rap we just laid down.
Right.
To check out our other parts, our MIDI tracks, they're referred to as parts. We have part 1 through 8, and as you can see here, we have part 1 through 5 up here at the top.
Yep.
And now, these parts are exactly assigned to the parts in your instrument. Right here, by pressing instrument button, you'll see we have part 1, that was our initial patch with the guitar, 2 our Rhodes, 3 our Strat, 4 our comp bass, and 5 our drums.
Those 39 drums, I remember those.
Yep. So we're in Mixer, and we can actually mix up our track. Why don't we start with everything at the bottom? Sounds good to me. Oh, there we go. Put them all at the bottom. Let's go to our audio track. Let's put those at the bottom as well. And Doc, why don't you do a little mix for us?
Okay, we'll try and see what we can do here.
Alright, so we'll go to the top, and you can hit play. Now, because I have all the sliders down, we won't hear anything.
Oh, good.
And so, let's start.
Okay. Let's see here. I'll turn this one up a little bit. Yeah, that one up there. I'll press play. Kicking rhymes and I'm falling in time. I can work an MPC 3000, and even one called the Dime.
Alright, so those are our audio tracks, and we only have ones on 1 and 2, as you can see here. There's our vocal,
I can make a delay ×3.
and our drum
Yeah, you know
loop.
what I'm saying? Right. I'm going to loop that a little bit. Now I'm going to go to like the part.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hearing part. I want to bring up probably.
There's our drum.
Yeah. The bass line.
Bring in that bass.
I go back here, I might mix some of the, say, let me get some more audio, those drums maybe. I go to audio track.
Cool. Let's add in some more parts.
Okay, let's go back to top, press stop first, then I'll go press to the top on my transport. Now I'll press play. Let's go back to the audio. Turn dock a little more.
An MPC 3000 and even one called the Dime. I can rock the studio.
Okay, I see how it works now.
Cool. Let's try adding in a little bit of the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You heard it before on that fat track that I did for your boy. Yeah, we the sample kings.
Add in our little Rhodes.
Yeah.
We the sample kings. We the sample kings.
And you can actually even pan sounds. Check this out. I'm going to press audio track here on F1. It's highlighted. We have our drum loop and we have dock. That's the rap we just laid down.
Right.
To check out our other parts, our MIDI tracks, they're referred to as parts. We have part 1 through 8. And as you can see here, we have part 1 through 5 up here at the top.
Yep.
And now these parts are exactly assigned to the parts in your instrument. Right here, by pressing instrument button, you'll see we have part 1, that was our initial patch with the guitar, 2 are Rhodes, 3 are Strat, 4 are comp bass, and 5 are drums.
Those 39 drums, I remember those.
Yep. So we're in Mixer, and we can actually mix up our track. Why don't we start with everything at the bottom? Sounds good to me. Oh, there we go. Put them all at the bottom. Let's go to our audio track. Let's put those at the bottom as well. And Doc, why don't you do a little mix for us?
Okay, we'll try and see what we can do here.
Alright, so we'll go to the top and you can hit play. Now because I have all the sliders down, we won't hear anything.
Oh, good.
And so, let's start.
Okay. Let's see here. I'll turn this one up a little bit. Yeah, that one up there. I'll press play.
Kicking rhymes and I'm falling in time. I can work an MPC 3000 and even one called the Dime.
Alright, so those are our audio tracks, and we only have ones on 1 and 2, as you can see here.
Girls be all
There's our vocal,
Cause I can make a delay times 3.
and our drum
Yeah, you know
loop.
what I'm saying?
Right. I'll be able to loop down a little bit. Now I'm going to go to like the part. Now I'm hearing part. I want to bring up probably.
There's our drum.
Yeah. The bass line.
Bring in that bass.
I go back here, I might mix some of the say, let me get some more audio, those drums maybe. I go to audio track.
Cool. Let's add in some more parts.
Okay, let's go back to top, press stop first, then I'll go press to the top on my transport. Now I'll press play. Let's go back to the audio. Turn dock a little more.
An MPC 3000 and even one called the Dime. I can rock the studio.
Okay, I see how it works now.
Cool. Let's try adding in a little bit of the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You heard it before on that fat track that I did for your boy. Yeah, we the sample kings.
Add in our little Rhodes.
Yeah.
We the sample kings. We the sample kings.
And you can actually even pan sounds. Check this out. I'm going to press stop. Go to our audio track here. Alright, so we got our little mix going here. We got our track. And now we can even have more control over it in our mixer section by using some of the other functions. I can say mute a track if I want to. Like I'm going to mute our drum loop and just have the MIDI drums that we programmed. Check that out.
Yep.
Now I'll add it in. Oh, it comes back. Take it out. And that's your mute right there. Now I can also, let me unmute our drum loop.
From the mute right there.
Exactly. I'll unmute it. And we have two little knobs here. This is our delay chorus send and our reverb send. We're going to show you these in just a minute. These are our effects. Let me go down here. We have pan. Now this will allow you to move your sound in the stereo field from left to right.
So C means center, right?
Yep. Why don't we pan Doc's vocals around a little bit from left to right to sort of give you an idea.
Got Pro 2 skills, you know I build. Girls be all over me.
Wow. He's all the way to the left. It's a little bit hard to hear from your TV there, but you can pan anything in the whole stereo field.
Now move to the right. You can't really hear it, but like he just said.
Another cool way you can add more of an effect to your mix by panning things around.
And C, of course, is your center position.
Alright, why don't we move on to our effects?
Let's put some effects on that drum.
Sounds good to me. Alright, we're in our mixer section here, and we're going to show you how to set up our effects. We're going to press the effects button, which is located to the lower right of our screen. And as you can see, we have our effects menu. We have the MFX, the ISO and filter. We have our delay/chorus and our reverb. Now we're going to be showing you the reverb and chorus. Basically, you get three knobs, and they are the three knobs that are located to the lower left of the screen. We have C1 here, C2, C3. These can control the different parameters in our chorus and our delay. So first, in our chorus, we can change the chorus note by turning my knob. I can change the chorus depth and the chorus feedback right there. Now I can go to my reverb. I can change on my reverb room size using the first knob, my reverb time using the second knob, and reverb high cut. Now you can also load in different types of reverbs using the F buttons.
Yes.
Alright, so we can do a few different things with the F buttons. We have library for F3, which will allow us to select a different reverb.
Check that out.
We have on and off. We can turn it on and
cool.
off.
I see that.
And we can edit the reverb.
Oh, check that out.
I'm going to hit library here first. And as you can see, for reverb, we get all kinds of options. And these are sort of preset reverb sounds.
Well, settings of certain reverb effects, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
All right. So I'm going to exit out of this. We can also edit our reverb. I'm going to press F5. And now we can actually change all kinds of functions in here. We have our room size, our time,
Right.
pre-delay, diffusion, density. We have our low damp and our high damp, which will increase different frequencies or lower them. We have our high cut here. All kinds of different functions that we can change on our reverb.
You got to experiment and find out what fits best for you.
Exactly. So I'm going to exit out of that, and also know that you can use the edit function on your chorus as well. You have the rate, sync, all your different chorus functions to match your track. And also you can do the same with your ISO filter by pressing edit. You get a few different functions there. Alright, so we've set up, let me set a reverb that we want. I want to go to my library and I'm going to do a plate reverb. I'll press F5 for use this, and as you can see there, it brings it up for me. I'm going to go back to my mixer by pressing the mixer button located at the lower right of the screen, and now we're going to find our drums, which is on part 1 through 8. I'll play the track, and as I play it, I'm going to turn up a reverb send. And to even get this point across a little bit better, let me go back to my sequence screen real quick, and I'm going to find my drum track and I'm going to solo it for you. so you can hear the exact effect that I'm using. All right, turn the jog wheel there for me, Doc.
Okay.
Cool, and we got it. It's soloed. I'll go back to mixer. We're going to go to the top of our track and hit play. There's our drums. Yeah, turn up that effect, Doc.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
We're adding a bunch of reverb.
A bunch of reverb on those drums.
Pretty cool.
I see. So you can send effects to any particular sound you want, even my vocals if I wanted to.
Yep. And you can even do chorus, which is located right above the reverb. Why don't you try that out?
Right here?
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit harder to hear. It sort of doubles up the sound just slightly.
We can hear it in here, though. Slightly. It's pretty good. Can we change that effect while we're on the go?
We would just hit effects while it's playing.
Wow.
Scroll to our chorus, press edit, and there we go. We can edit it by changing any of the numerous functions.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Turn the rate over. Okay. Okay, let's check out the pre-delay here. Let's turn this up.
Keep cranking it, Doc. Sounds
right.
pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And now, while it's playing, why don't we go back to our sequence menu? We'll unsolo our drums.
Oh, yeah, you can hear the effect right along with the track. Oh, yeah, Doc is hitting it heavy. Oh, it's going to be number one. I feel it now.
All right. Now, we showed you how to use the reverb and the chorus, which are your basic effects.
Okay.
Now what I'm going to show you is our MFX. These are used a little bit differently than our other two, but we have all kinds of effects that we can use. First, what I'm going to do is press Library and select an effect. We have, as you can see, there are a ton of effects here. We've got everything from like a phonograph emulation to like a vocal multi. There's a vocoder in here, a mic modeler. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Tape distortion. We're going to use an auto wah, like a guitar wah on our guitar. So I'm going to go scroll through here and find it. Oh, there it is at the top of the list here.
Yep, auto wah.
Auto wah. Now, what I'm going to do is press Use This, which is on F5.
Selected.
All right. Now you can see we have auto wah right there.
Little picture there too, huh?
Yep, a little wah pedal. So next we have to decide to do a few different things. We have our routing right here. And we can select either off, input, AUX 1 through 4, and master. Okay, input means that our inputting signal will be passing through the effect. We don't want that. We can now assign it to AUX 1, 2, 3, or 4, or we can send it to that, or we can set it to have everything, all of our tracks, go through the effect. We don't want that either. So we will assign it to, say, AUX 1 for right now.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if we can hear this effect. First we have to, let's go to our sequence here. Let's solo up our guitar.
Yeah, put the wah effect on the guitar.
So I'm soloing it right now. It's just a regular guitar. Let me turn it up for you.
Yeah.
All right. Now how to apply that wah sound? We're going to hit mixer.
Mixer.
All right. And now we're in audio track. We want to be in part because that's where our guitar is, right there.
Oh, I see, for the output.
Yep. And now this is where we're going to use the output. Like Doc just said, we're going to change this. We don't want it to go to mix. We want it to go to AUX 1. Wow, you hear that? I'm just hitting the pad. Now, let's check this out. If I hit AUX phrase /in, this is the last part of our mixer here. you can see that for auxiliary 1, we have MFX selected. Right?
Right.
Okay, and now when I hit play, because we have the guitar soloed, you can see a little level coming up through here.
Okay, I have to send into the effect.
Yep, and I can actually turn it down using my first fader.
Oh, I see.
So we're actually sending our guitar through our effect. Pretty cool. Now we can even send that effect now to our delay or our reverb.
Oh, I see. It's almost like 3 effects at once.
Yeah, like
one particular sound.
It's really cool. I could add some reverb to that now.
Oh, yeah, cool. Delay too? Let me try this. Oh, yeah.
And we're really changing our guitar sound now.
Yeah, a lot of effects. See that?
And now, if I wanted to edit the parameters of that wah while it's playing, I just press Effects, and now you can see I'm back here to my wah.
Right.
I'm going to press Edit.
Okay.
And now,
F5. Got it.
we can go through and edit parameters. Let's add some phase to our wah.
I hear it changing though, yeah.
Now we can even sync the tempo, or our wah to the tempo, and tell it what note value to sync to.
Oh, I see.
We got all kinds of controls.
Oh, yeah, I'm changing it now. Look at that. It's actually syncing it up to a different note value.
Yep. So experiment with all of your controls here. Each one will affect the sound in a little bit different way. Always
Wow.
check your manual.
That's kind of cool.
Alright, so now we've got sort of our effects happening. We've got our track. Why don't we show you how to bounce this down and actually make an audio CD out of it? What do you think, Doc?
It's time. Let's mix it down.
Alright, we're going to go to Mastering. That's the button located to the lower right of our screen. I'm going to press Mastering, and we have 4 options here. We have Mixdown mode, Mastering mode, Create audio CD, and Audio file list. Let's start with Mixdown mode. We need to mix down all of our tracks to a stereo left and right track to be able to put it on an audio CD. So I'm going to press Mixdown. Now it's going to ask me, enter Mixdown mode. Are you sure?
Yep.
Yep, I'm going to press yes. And as you can see here, we go back to our screen, and it looks just like the sequence screen, but there's a little difference. Right up here, under sequence, you'll be able to see Mixdown mode.
Yeah, the name right there.
Okay, so we want to mix down pretty much the whole length of Doc's vocals there. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom across here, and it goes down to about bar 17, and then that's probably where we're going to stop. So all I have to do to mix down my track is make sure I have all my levels right that I want. I'm going to play it. Yep, sounds pretty hot. That's exactly what we want.
Yep.
So I'll go to the top. I'm going to press record. Now watch this. I hit record and it says Mixdown mode. Gives you a little reminder there. And you'll see the record button flashing. All you have to do from this point on is hit play. Now watch this. It just said processing. It's actually bouncing down our track right now.
Oh, I see. Making a 2-track file, like a left and right.
Exactly.
So I can play it on a Walkman or if I make a CD or something.
Yep. And you can see this little bar moving across here.
Oh, I see.
Pretty fat rap, Doc.
Fat whack. Okay.
Let it play out one more bar.
Okay.
And stop. Now it says Mixdown finish. Go to mastering. Well, I think I do want to go to mastering. I want to sort of beef up my track a little bit.
Yeah.
Get it ready for the radio play.
Okay.
I'm going to hit yes, which is F5. And now you can see we go to our mastering mode.
All right, let's master it up.
All right, we've got our master mode here. Now, you'll see a few things. We have our input and our output. Now, this output is going to be how loud your CD will be once you burn it. So you want to make sure that level is nice and hot. I'm going to play the track,
It's a fat rhyme from the DOC.
Turn it down some.
Wow. And you can see how that's our output level right here, as opposed to our input level.
Oh, I see.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to press stop here. The first thing that comes up, this is a basic multi-band compressor. A compressor sort of squashes your sound and makes it sound a little bit more tight. We have a compressor for the highs, mids, and lows.
Got it.
And your regular compressor functions, the attack, release, level, threshold, and ratio. If you want to know more about these functions, check your book. It's a great tool. Always use your multi-band compressor. All right. You can also, by pressing your F2 button, bring up your multi-track library. These are sort of preset settings to get, a desired sound. They have
compression,
mix down, pre-master, a live mix, all kinds of different stuff in here. And these are basic presets for whatever you need.
Okay, cool. Let's pick something real quick.
All right. So we're just going to use our normal pop mix right here.
Okay.
All right. And now we can also do other effects on our mastering. And to do that, we press MTK Edit. Now we have 9 different effects that we can apply.
Oh.
We have an EQ, which you have low, all your different gains, all your different usual EQ functions there.
Right.
You have a bass cut filter. We'll cut off some of the bass there at 20 hertz. You have an enhancer, and you can set a certain frequency, your mix level, and your sensitivity for the enhancer. You have input. We can increase our input gain to our master. And we have detect time. Also, we have an expander, a little bit sort of like the opposite of a compressor. Check it out and mess with the settings. You'll find some cool for whatever you're doing. Now we have a compressor. This is another compressor set right here. We have a mixer, our lows, mids, and highs. We have a limiter. This limits the signal coming out so it won't clip.
Right.
And we have our master output.
Many effects.
Yep, soft clip is always good to have on. That'll help you avoid distortion on your track. And remember, CDs have to burn at 16-bit. So leave your dither on at 16-bit. And for each of these effects, you're going to either have to turn them on or off. And you can see that status right here. It'll say on, or if you go to, say, this one, we have our bass cut filter off. And to turn them on and off, you use F5, and that's how it works right there.
Great.
All right, so basically all you have to do now is press record once again with all of your settings set for mastering and hit play.
It's a fat rhyme from the DOC.
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
I can work in MPC.
All right, we're almost at the end of our track now. Remember, I just hit record and play in the mastering mode. And now our track ends. It says mastering finish. Go to CD burning. I'm going to hit yes. Now processing.
And once it does, you put your CD in and burn your disc.
All right, we've just processed our mastered track, and it brings us into our CD burning screen. We have a few options here at the bottom of the screen. We have insert, delete, move, and write CD. So first I need to insert a track so that we can burn it. I'm going to press F1, and as you can see, we have 2 tracks there. We have our mix down and we have our mastering. Right? Okay, so I'm going to select our mastering because that's the mastered copy. I'll select execute, and now all we have to do is press write CD. Now if you wanted to add, say, a few more of your tracks that you've already bounced down, all you would do is press insert again and say I could insert our regular mixdown track as well so I could hear the difference.
Right.
Or if I have other mastered tracks, I'll just add those.
Great.
And you can listen to each track, like I can listen to this one.
So you can audition the tracks before you actually bounce them down.
Yep.
And make sure the proper track is going to be on that CD. Got it.
Yep. I'll just close it there. and exit that. And then all I have to do is hit write CD, and we can write our CD.
Great.